So let's dive into DaVinci Resolve to show you how it's done. So as always, all the assets are down in the description, so feel free to download them. So in this, what I have is a footage of me just looking at a watch and doing an action of like moving around the imaginary hologram. And on top, I have stacked all these images of different lenses. So I've stacked one on top of the other. Now, before you start the editing on this, what I would advise is you come to playback. Under timeline playback resolution, switch it to quarter so that it doesn't take up the full heavy load on your computer, so that it runs smoothly. Okay, so what you have to do is, once you have set everything on top of the other, just select everything and right click new fusion clip. Now let's come to Fusion. Automatically it has created a node structure like this, but you don't want this. You need to delete this background node, and let's delete all these merge nodes. So the median one is the footage, the main footage. I'll just connect it like this to the media out, and all these are the images, so I will leave it here. Now what I'll do is, we need to convert this to 3D image. So let's select one of the image and just select this image plane 3D. We also need to bring in a transform 3D. For that, select shift spacebar, transform 3D, and join it like this. And then we need a merge 3D. It's right here. So we can view this in this section here. So in this transform 3D, what you need to do is, under this pivot setting, you need to change the Z value to -1. And then what I would do is, I would bring in a rectangular node like this, a mask, and just join it here. And what I want to do is, increase the height and increase the corner radius. Okay, so this rectangular node is just done so that, I want to create a shape like this, nice corner radius. So this is one of the things. Between this media and the image plane, what I'll bring is a soft glow so that it looks like a hologram. I can reduce the gain and increase the glow size to a little bit. Something like that. Okay, so we will leave that here. And now all you have to do is, just copy these two nodes first. Copy. I'll paste it. One copy here, one copy here, one copy here, and so on, and just join it like this. So before merging it here, I will also copy the soft glow and the rectangle. So let me move this media here. Soft glow, I'll press copy, paste, and also this rectangle, and just join it like this. Awesome. Now let's start joining everything to the merge node, like so. Okay, so you are not able to see anything here because you need to change something on the transform node. So in the transform 3D of this first median, you don't have to do anything. On the second one, under rotation, you'll change the Y value to 60. So it will come here. And in the next one, you need to change the Y value to 120. So it will come here, then 180, then 240, and then finally 300. So you have a circle here. Now you come to merge 3D, and under transform, under pivot, you need to change the Z to -1. So the axis will be here, so you will be able to rotate everything here. Okay, now before joining the merge to the footage here, first we need to track our hand. So selecting the media in shift spacebar, bring in a tracker node, and you need to track your hand somewhere with the high contrast points. So in this point, you can see there is a black and there is a skin here, so it's like contrasting. Just reduce the box to something like this, and under adaptive mode, change to best match, and then press this one to track forward and reverse. Now even if the hand goes out of frame, it's not going to track, but it's okay because you only need this hologram to appear when your hand is in the frame. So the tracking is complete. what I'm going to do is I'm going to deselect this output from here and bring in another direct input to this media out, so that the tracker node is like separate, and we can join this using a merge node. That would be better, because we need to connect this also to the tracker, so it's better to have a merge node. Now under tracker, what you'll do is, since the tracking is complete, you come to operation, select match move, and under merge select to foreground only. You are not able to join this to here because you need a render 3D node. So you bring in a render 3D and just join it here like this, and from the render 3D you join it to the green input of tracker. So as you can see, your image gets tracked to your hand like so. If it feels laggy, you can just right click on this particular tab and deselect high quality and deselect motion blur. It's too bright, so what you can do is you come to image plane 3D of each nodes. So let me select this one here, and under material you can reduce the opacity to something like 0.4. So I'll copy this and do this for all the material opacity. So you have reduced the opacity. Now you come to merge 3D and you can adjust with your X and Y, and you can place it wherever you want. So I'm going to place it somewhere here. You can place it wherever you like, and you can also play with the Z axis to decrease the size and move it as per you like. So let me just try positioning it somewhere here. Now all you need to do is, you need to keyframe on the rotation Y of this merge node, so it will rotate along that axis. So let's see the point where you want that rotation to start. This is the point where I'm going to slide. So I'll mark a keyframe here on the rotation Y axis, and then let me observe my finger. So this is a little bit of trial and error. You need to check where your finger is and just rotate it accordingly. I'm swiping it like 3 or 4 times, so you play it accordingly, and then I think I'm rotating it one more time. So once that rotation is complete, you can come to spline and select that Y rotation, press this one and Control A, press S on your keyboard. But what I would like to do is, just find that mid rotation points and just make the curve like this, so that it rotates and stays there for a while, like it kind of slow down and then again increases the speed. And towards the end, to create that like a bounce effect, what I would like to do is, just like to pull it something like this, so that it would just jerk and come back to that position. Now once everything is done, what you can do is, under this render 3D, under settings, you can enable motion blur. Once everything is done, now you can also do a keyframing on the starting of the frame, because you don't want this to be visible in the beginning. So let me see where my hand appears. So somewhere here I will make it pop. So you come to scale, press a keyframe and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and just reduce the scale all the way to 0. And under spline, you just select this, right click, ease, out cubic. So you have this nice effect like this. And finally the disappearing, also same thing you can do. So once I've finished with that animations, what you can do is you can just do the same keyframe. So I'll get a keyframe on scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, reduce it all the way to 0. And under spline, press the scale, ease, out cubic. Once I'm going to click this one, what I can do is I can play with the keyframe on the soft glow. So this is the particular lens that I'm going to be selecting. So under soft glow, you can hit a keyframe on gain and just 1, 2, 3, you can increase the gain value like so. So it looks like you're selecting that particular lens. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, you can put the same value as before. So it looks like you're tapping that particular one. Now under spline, you can select that and press S on the keyboard to smoothen it out. So you're pretty much done. Now the only thing that you need is to add in the sound effects and the sound design, and everything else is ready. I have also added a teleportation in this video, for which I have done a video right here. You can check it out. So I've applied the same principle here to make that lens teleport. So that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys learned something from this video. For those who don't know, I'm Fenzer. I do travel, tech and filmmaking on this channel. So if you're into that sort of stuff, please consider hitting the subscribe button. Let me know what other tutorials you want to see on this channel. Thank you all for watching, and as always, I'll see you all in the next one.